Greetings from Acts now. We're now continuing with our interactions with David. I finished in the last video with my following words. All I want you to do right now is to know that I got your email and that I understand what you're talking about and that we have a remedy at hand. Now, one last thing. Recall the general rule, the general instruction, and the general fact. Follow instruction. Treat this all as attention training. It is all alive. Every word, every feeling, every thought, everything. It is all conscious. It is all substance. It is all moving. It is all alive. Go back and make sure that you mentally attend to the meanings of the words in this email and that you have done what it says to do with focus. You are interacting with something that is alive, and every part of your interacting with it, however subtle, is alive. Keep working on answering those first 3 questions. This little experience right here might help you to answer them. That's where we left off. Now continuing. David writes, I performed the exercise a few times. The fear I feel strongly in my chest. The calm, I can feel the calm mostly in my stomach. I feel the confidence across my shoulder blades and my back. Now focusing on the calm-confidence combination, I feel it in my chest in the exact area that the fear stemmed from. I believe that I will practice this technique more often, so when the feelings arise, I can handle them more efficiently. He furthermore writes, I do have a question, though, slightly changing the subject for a second. At our beginning, it's about our beginning as humanity. During my research, I have come across some of Zecharia Sitchin's work, and while I may not feel it to be 100% accurate, it's what I lean most toward. Considering that everything changes, I view the change as either evolution or devolution. We have fossils of man in one state and then man in our current state, with nothing in between. Now, according to Sitchin, an alien race tweaked the genes of a species then currently inhabiting Earth to create what we are now. It would explain some of our behavior and our global affinity for gold. I don't believe it's just so shiny and that's why we love it so much. Any thoughts? Do you have another perspective? No. My reply was as follows. I had not meant for you to use the thing I asked you to do about fear, calmness, and confidence for anything other than to make a comparison over their relative depths of origin. It is not a technique for managing them, but only for having awareness of them. Of course, awareness is necessary for management, yes. So you can go ahead and do this as you have suggested if you want, but I'm not prescribing it. When you do it, though, just be aware that it is for the sake of awareness. We'll get to more potent things with respect to management and control. And when doing this for awareness now, most people, they feel fear arising apparently from deep within. Apparently. And then they feel the calm throughout their entire bodies and the confidence, more locally, in their chests, with both seeming to come from a deeper place than did the fear. I had hoped that you would experience that the calmness and the confidence, wherever they seem to be arising in your body, that they are arising from some place deeper than the fear. But we're not all alike in this, and especially not upon a first try with something of this sort. My point in it, had it worked for you the way that I had hoped, was to provide you with your own first-hand support for my claim that calmness and confidence, which oppose fear, are more deeply a part of us than is fear, and are therefore more inherent to our true nature. And in turn, the relevance of that, right now, was for you to feel some greater confidence that your fear would come under your control, Simply that. I did not mean to mislead you into practicing this exercise now with the belief that it will help you with fear management. However, it will do that it will work in that direction to an extent, but not to a great extent. And you did feel calm confidence supplanting the fear in the same area in your body that the fear arose. So my point remains. Now, with that cleared up, now your next question about human DNA. I do not maintain any crystallized belief one way or the other. However, the hybrid theory of human DNA is the best going that I know of. It is simple, and its explanatoriness has wide scope and fruitfulness, and is cohesive and coherent as far as I know. I think it likely that DNA manipulation has gone on for a very long time, in fact. In most corners of the universe, in fact. Good grief, there supposedly is an artificial intelligence biological organism out there somewhere, named Minerva, the huge body of which functions as a self-piloting spacecraft. It does not like humans much, and so does not even enter this galaxy very often. It is not known to be hostile, and actually allowed one human to pilot it once, a man still alive today, who was in our secret space program. Minerva's age is unknown, as far as I know, but is suspected to maybe be hundreds of thousands of our years old. It is a bioorganism with artificial intelligence. So, even just that little nugget of information blows the DNA manipulation probability door wide open. But me, I do not care much about all of the human DNA history subject, except for its instructiveness concerning our current situation. But I do not need the DNA history to instruct me about current human slavery and consciousness hijacking. My program of guidance here focuses more on awareness about our current situation, and more on the fact that we are not our DNA, and more on evolving our awareness of our true self. And that is, in itself, right there, that is where our main tool for managing fear comes from. Please continue to work on answering those three questions. Number one, what do you expect or think will come from such practical training? Number two, what do you desire or want from it? And number three, what do you feel certain will come from it? And remember the general rule, the general instruction, and the general fact. And now, continuing, recall that you wrote to me about fear and I addressed it. Well, you had also written the following, which I will now address. You wrote, I've made plans for years on what I would do in the future, on what I would have. I think I was content with making the plans instead of actually carrying them out. Also, I believed that there was something wrong with me for a time because I didn't see things or want things the same way others did. For a long time, I felt like the oddball out. Now, within these weaknesses, I do believe I've built up some strengths, observation, and a general empathy for others and their situations, etc. But now I want to do something different. I want more control over myself and my actions. So here is my reply. With respect to, I've made plans for years on what I would do in the future, on what I would have, I think I was content with making the plans instead of actually carrying them out. I have experience with this same thing. This is my reply to David. With my help, you can create a better way of being, such that your desires, your will, your thoughts, feelings, emotion, and actions are consistent with one another. Some people call this harmonious living. I call it an aspect of sanity. Sometimes I have other descriptive names for it. And with respect to your Also, I believed there was something wrong with me for a time because I didn't see things or want things the same way others did. For a long time, I felt like the oddball out. That belief and feeling can leave a bit of a mark. Please tell me the ways in which you saw or wanted that differed from the ways that most people around you saw or wanted. And with respect to observation and a general empathy for others and their situations, but now I want to do something different, I want more control over myself and my actions. This observation and empathy seems to be one of the usual effects of having felt like an oddball. You spend enough time standing outside looking in, so to speak, and you develop ways to observe others. And in feeling like an oddball, you develop understanding of how others might feel. If, in fact, you no longer feel so oddball, then it makes sense that now you want to do something different. Something like gain some more self-control and inner strength, like you said. Here's a way to look at it. You found that you were a bit different. And now you have got over the initial discomfort. Now that you have got over that initial discomfort, you want to evolve. The differentness feeds the drive to evolve. The initial discomfort temporarily had stood in the way. Here's a preliminary game plan. I want you to learn some basic skills that you will then apply to everything else that we do and that you do. They are, number 1, attention control. Number 2, deep feeling control. Number 3, mental image control. Number 4, freedom from strain. Number 5, good eating habits. Number 6, subconscious function control. And number 7, alignment of goals with ethical desire and willed action. I have some simple formulas that bring all of these together, but they require your earnest effort in accordance with the general rule, the general instruction, and the general fact. Here is an action instruction. Go back over this email one more time and practice feeling the meaning of its words. Just practice it. This means that you must mentally attend to the words. This requires actual focus and presence of mind right in the words. Actual focus and presence of mind right in the words. Mind in the words. It means that you must consider the words' meanings each in turn, but easily and quickly, and that you then must do your peak best at feeling those meanings, feeling those meanings. Again, just easily and quickly. In doing this, you will notice some mental images popping up in association with the words' meanings. These images will be associated with the meanings and with a feeling. Just try it out. For this is a skill that I want you to develop, and I will guide you through learning it. This right here is a first practice introduction to these matters. So when you have done that, ask yourself if you felt present in your life as you did it, and be aware of your answer, and tell it to me. We will continue in the next video.